A total body workout. PowerTech's variable resistance makes it perfect for men and women of every fitness level, and the handles come off so you can take it anywhere. You'll also receive this protective pad and the PowerTech XL instruction booklet, all for only $19.95. Order now.
To order your PowerTech XL, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-203-6161 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $6.95 shipping to the address on your screen.
The Brumbies were eaten alive at Kings Park in Durban by the ferocious Sharks in a bloody feeding frenzy. Now, Big Jim, Little Georgie, and the rampaging Melonhead face the most dangerous predator on the African continent, Laurie Maine's Cats, at third round of the fabulous Super 12. From Ellis Park in Johannesburg, South Africa, the Cats battle the Brumbies today on Championship Rugby. Hello and welcome to Championship Rugby. I'm Max Bredos, along with former U.S. Eagles skipper Brian Vizard.
Like anything but contenders and losing to the Sharks last week.
While the Islanders last week. The Brumbies are 1-1 after crushing the Crusaders and then dropping a close one to the Sharks in Durban.
It's been a busy week for Brumbies coach Eddie Jones. He's had to insert 2 new players from missing starters James Holback and Andrew Walker because of injury and unavailability. And he's still trying to find a playmaker to replace Stephen Larkham. Jones has been sharply critical of the way the referees have been instructed to enforce the law on players leaving their feet at the tackle area. Jones said refereeing inconsistencies and constant stoppages are killing the game. It certainly killed the Brumbies last week as they were blown up 9 times in attack for players going to ground. He wants it back the way it was last year when the Brumbies were virtually unstoppable. Jim Williams will play an even larger role tonight against this hardened Cats pack. And with the Brumbies backline lacking ideas, more will be asked of the big back rower. He has developed into the most consistent of the Brumbies forwards with an overall game that puts him right up there with the best loose forwards in the game. He's solid in the lineout and is constantly working the pick and drive. Williams is the link man between the Brumbies forwards and backs, and the former Australian Sevens player knows exactly what to do when he gets into space. And to top it off, he's sound defensively. Rod Kafer has been called on to direct the Brumbies backline in Larkham's absence. We've seen him do some good things in the first 2 rounds, selling dummies, having to go himself, putting teammates in the clear, using clever switches with the outside backs, and of course the sleight of hand passes. But let's face it, he's no Larkham. He struggled at times hanging onto the ball or passing it, and indecision has put his teammates under pressure. And some of his kicks have been less than perfect. Kafer is a good player, but he's more effective in the centers where he was slotted to play today. But that was just Eddie Jones' usual gamemanship, and Kafer remains at the pivot. The Brumbies have never won in Johannesburg. They're coming off a poor effort last week. They're missing 3 of their top players, and they can't stay at their feet at the tackle. Everything's against them for today's match.
Well, Brian, after only 2 rounds, the Cats are the toast of South African rugby. They'll be determined to keep the Brumbies winless at Ellis Park and have last year's semi-final defeat.
Major reason why the laws had to be revisited and that Jones should have stayed within the laws in the first place. The Cats aren't a flashy outfit like the Brumbies, relying more on the strength of a tight 5 and a world-class back row. Their conservative yet effective style has made them the most impressive team so far. They were the first team in the Super 12 to score a win away from home, and the sound thrashing of the Highlanders make them one of the front runners. Now, Maines knows it's early in the season and isn't concerned about his team peaking too early because he knows there's plenty of room for improvement. Now, there's not a whole lot of room for improvement in the Cats' back row. Rassie Erasmus has been tremendous so far this year. After injury forced him to miss the Springboks end of the year tour, the hugely popular and influential captain has been everywhere around the field this year. He brings a huge amount of enthusiasm to the game and is equally comfortable breaking the gain line on crash ball or getting out into the back line. Number 8, Andre Foss, has also been getting rave reviews this season. He'll be working with Chad Alcock instead of Werner Swanepoel on the back row moves today. And it's not uncommon to see Voss standing in the pivot area for crash ball. And Voss is strong enough to make this type of huge hit, driving the ball carrier backwards. Rounding out the trio is one of my favorites, Andre Fenter. He'll be putting Rod Kafer under serious pressure today, trying to keep the Brumbies' attack stifled. He loves to pound it straight at the enemy. He's great to have in traffic or out on the wing, and will be one of the Cats' main line-out options in Janis Labaskakny's absence. Now, these three have been running rampant because of the strong work up front by Johan Ackerman and the rest of the Cat pack. They've made things easy for the back row. I like the Cats in this one. They'll be out to avenge the semifinal setback and also the earlier 64 zip route. Now, Laurie Mainza has them on a roll, and the Brumbies have not come to grips with the changes in the game. I think they'll turn it around, just not today.
What a strange trip it's been already. Round one, ACT's the toast of the town. Now, 2 rounds later, they're at risk of being set adrift in the playoff picture.
There's a lot of good teams in this competition.
They got a hole in the middle at 10. We shall see, but don't count the Brumbies out just yet. After the break, we'll take you straight out to Joburg for the first half. After the match, we'll serve up bonus Super 12 highlights. Oh, yes, as the Wellington Hurricanes host the Stormers. And at the half, Captain Viz reviews the new law interpretations at the tackle in laws of the game. But first, will the equines from the Capital Territory stampede on the high veldt? Or will the golden felines feed on the flesh of the little Aussie horses?
Championship Rugby is brought to you by RugbyRugby.com, the official internet partner of Championship Rugby and the U.S. Eagles.
This presentation on Fox Sports World is brought to you by British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
Just like Mom used to make, huh? What? Never mind.
Strawberry? Don't mind if I do.